How is everybody doing out there today? Charlie, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're well in the Netherlands. And we'll see. Chantel 1984, how are you doing today? And let's see if Mod General Jen, Mod General Jennifer is in Periscope. So we are a go. So I don't know if I told you this, guys. You know why it is now General Jen? Because she wanted a promotion. She thought she was doing a good job. So we promoted her. She is she is now Mod General Jen. Yes. We gave her a bumping name. Blood, sweat, and tears. How are you doing? I'm sorry, Blood, Sweat, and Silks. Woody Belfort, how are you doing today? And Christina, all the way from Milan. Jared Allen from Missouri, how are you doing today, my friend? Guys, I don't even know where to start today. I don't even know how I'm going to handle everything today. I must apologize. I had an interview right before this, so I'm a little more scatterbrained than usual, but let's see if we can get through it. Egan from Florida, how are you all doing? And then also, guys, just let you know, I will not be able to do the Periscope tomorrow as I have a marketing meeting at this time. However, also Thursday, it seems that I have a dentist appointment. I might go in a half an hour earlier on Thursday, but I will let you know. Interview with who? It was I can't remember at the moment. The Whirl Barrel podcast. It is for real estate, and they wanted to help their brokers with some social skills. Wow, everyone's pulling in. This is great. Well, I'm happy to have you all here with me, guys, and let's chat a little bit about the internet. Oh, Blood, Sweat, and Six, you haven't been here in a while. I got this haircut about 2 weeks ago. Yes. Lee Kenton, how are you doing, buddy? How is Jelly Old England, my friend? It seems that you guys are in a bit of an uproar as well. All right, so here's what I wanted to chat about. Yesterday I was talking about the internet, and I slammed it, and I said a few things, and somebody wanted me to clarify my points. So I had taken some notes. So I want to clarify these notes because I was saying a bunch of things. I don't even remember what I said yesterday. It's getting difficult. I'm doing so many things right now. But I think I think I basically mentioned that the internet was responsible for a lot of the problems that we had. That we're in this experiment, and that's what it was. This social media experiment has been forced upon us, and social media as a concept has failed. And so let's start there, but we also need to take responsibility as well. However, I want to point out a inconsistent misconception that a lot of people need to rethink. So, as I have been doing interviews, and AJ and I have been talking about the role that social media plays in our lives, and how these tech companies haven't really thought about our well-being in designing these as they made them. They made them built on the idea to be as addicting as possible in order to have us use their platform as long as possible, as much as possible. I understand that. I get it. And that is part of it, because I also mentioned yesterday that there is an observation that you're not getting all the information that you signed up for. The algorithm is only feeding you reinforced confirmation biased material. That's dangerous, because if you're not getting the full picture that you asked for, but yet you think you're getting it, that plays a determining role in how you're looking at the world. That's problematic. But can I bring up another point? So every time that I bag on social media, the counter argument is, well, it's a tool. And if you use the tool wrong, then that's on you. So let's talk about this idea that social media is a tool and that you get to use it how you want to use it. No one has brought up the argument that the tool is the equivalent of giving children automatic machine guns and grenades and rocket launchers. So what do I mean by this? Okay, the internet, social media is instant information. There's an old saying that the pen is mightier than the sword. So we have the ability to get out mass information at the snap of a finger. So therefore, the tools that we're using are incredibly powerful. In fact, they're more powerful than anything that we've ever had put in front of us in our lives. It's not just a hammer, it's a jackhammer. If I was to think about, if I was to hang a picture and the tool that I have to put the nail into the wall to hang it on is a jackhammer, well, we're going to have problems. So the argument here is the tools that we have, that social media being a tool, it's incredibly powerful. And you just don't hand children M16s and rocket launchers and tell them to go into the schoolyard and have fun. I mean, stuff is going to burn down. We have a serious issue at hand. Now, I made a point yesterday, and thank you for the hearts. No one brings this up. Everyone goes, well, it's a tool. It's all in how you use it. Well, for us adults, I'm 46. I'm careful in what I post and how it might affect other people and what I feel might be appropriate. Let me give you one example of just things and how people are going to abuse the tool. People are going to begin using the tools for their own personal amusement. And let me give you an example of this, which adds to everyone's frustration. Let's take something like Facebook, for example. Facebook, and please, if you think I'm wrong, if you want to give me a counter argument, put it up. We'll talk about it. But so here's my example of a tool being used outside of the scope in which people thought we were going to use it for their own amusement. And this is something that I see on a daily basis. So Facebook is this connection post where everybody can just connect to their friends. At 46 years old, I have a wide variety of friends on Facebook. I have Art of Charm clients. I have my high school friends. I have friends from my music career in North Carolina, friends from when I lived in New York City and the time that I spent there. And now, 40 some years later, the friends that I have in the social groups that I have here in Los Angeles, that is, I have like 4,000 friends. Number one, I should not have 4,000 friends on social media, on Facebook. That's just what happens. I don't go friending these people. I've lived a very outgoing social life. So lots of people friendly. I hit accept. Why do I hit accept? Well, I don't want to be rude. So I just hit accept because they requested me and I want to be a nice guy. Exactly, Charlie. So now I am very responsible with how I use Facebook. I think about things before I post them. Why? Because I know I have a wide variety of friends and I don't want my feed to be people yelling at each other. And in fact, my personal beliefs are relegated for me and my close circle of friends. Now, however, and sometimes you forget about things and you post something and you realize that in your 4,000 friends, some people don't view things the way you do, or their worldview is completely different and they're utterly offended by some innocuous thing that you've posted. Now, I am a responsible user, responsible to a degree. However, I do know people who don't use Facebook in that manner. They use Facebook as an opportunity to post the most offensive stuff that they possibly can. Why? They get a kick out of it. They get a kick out of riling people up. They get a kick out of telling people, you don't like it, leave, it's my page. Do you know, and let me frame this for you, okay? People are seeing things that are so offensive to their own worldview and well-being on a regular basis on Facebook that it upsets them. It makes them angry. So what do they end up doing? Finding the most offensive stuff that they can and posting it up. And we now have an escalated information war. This is adults, let alone what children are doing. Have you been on 4chan? Have you been to Reddit? Have you seen what goes on in some of these places? Let alone, at least Twitter, you have somewhat of a silo in which most of the people there are able to have, you would think, in your silo, adult conversations. I haven't had much pushback on Twitter because I keep it pretty tight ship of what the art of charm is about and our ideas. And so it's rare, but every once in a while you're going to have these situations. Now, so the pen is mightier than a sword, and children have these tools. And when I mean children, I mean anybody who is not being conscious or caring of the ripple effects of their usage. And if you don't care and you're causing waves, well, like what? Here's my point. I don't like yelling and complaining about these things if I'm not offering suggestions. So I'm going to try to offer some suggestions. And here's probably where I put my foot in my mouth. Or I'm just way off. And if that's the case, fine. Give me the argument. But at least I'm willing to put an idea forward of what we could do. Because at the moment, with an experiment like social media, and that the experiment needs to happen, or we don't know what we have, right? This is the internet. I view it like the Wild West. No rules, no regulations, anything goes. Well, look where it has gotten us. One could say that the Wild West experiment of the internet has been problematic, to say the least. Okay. So, what do we do to fix it? I don't know, but let me throw some suggestions out, and then you could tell me if I'm off base, because I think we're at a point where something has to be done. Do you know, I was talking to Jennifer last night before, we were on Twitter and we chatted, and I made the point of, after a long day, I turned on Twitter and it seemed that all hell broke loose. And I'm like, now I'm going to be up all night thinking about this stuff. And it's like, I just wanted to catch some news, have a laugh, and go to sleep. But no, I was inundated with horrible news after horrible news. And of course, it kept me up all night. So I think we're at a point where we can all agree that something needs to be done. What needs to be done? I don't know. Can I throw out some suggestions? You tell me if I'm off base. All right. It seems that we have a very powerful tool in front of us, and not everyone is using it to the best of all of our development. I'm a self-development guy. So number one, I think that these companies need to make it easier to create content than it is to consume content, or at least make it easier to create. Creating should be encouraged, because if you go through the efforts to create on whatever platform that you want, and you put effort and time into it, and thought and self-expression, and you risked putting yourself out there, then I think people would be a little bit more conscious of how they interact with everybody else's content. If you haven't created anything and you're just telling everyone how much they suck all day long for your own insecurities, then you're not adding anything. You are making it more difficult for others to express themselves. So a way that you should be encouraged to create, rather just consuming the whole time and telling everyone how awful their stuff is. Also, I think there should be a way where that the more you create, the more opportunity you have to interact with other people, so that you earn more opportunity with the more you create. Right now, there's no barrier to entry. You just go in and start talking smack to people. I think if everyone had more invested into the platforms and their creativity and what they're producing, that they would take more care of the environment in which they're creating online. One idea. I don't know. You tell me why I'm wrong, but I think let's just put it this way. It takes much more effort to create or build something than it does to tear things down. And that's the problem. And people are just tearing things down because they don't like it. Well, that shouldn't be the issue. Also, here's number two. Charlie says too many frustrated people use social media. Yes, absolutely. And maybe if they spent more time expressing themselves and creating, they'd learn a little bit more about themselves and they wouldn't be so frustrated. Jennifer says, I never used to talk smack. I was always more thoughtful and tried to give facts that don't seem to work. Wow. Yeah. Also, in your Twitter usage, it's being an adult and having discourse. That's a little bit different than being a a young kid just talking smack to everybody. We should be using these tools for discourse. However, as I said, there should be a barrier to entry. And then also, think about the data on social media is out. We understand the holes and weaknesses in human nature that these companies exploit in order to get us to buy stuff and to use their services and to get us stuck on their services. Much like cigarettes or booze, I think those warnings should be on the site. Now, maybe you click it once that you read it and you never have to see it again. But if you go on Instagram, there should be a service announcement that this tool has been designed to exploit certain parts of your human capacity to keep you engaged. We suggest that you create more than you consume in order to counteract the effects of this. That way, and then you can click, yes, I'm well aware. Just like when you buy cigarettes, there's a warning, hey, this causes cancer and heart disease. And then you could choose to buy it anyway. This information, you have to look this up. Now, I'm well aware of it. I understand it. I'm also an adult. But does children understand this? And then here's another one. Porn is the effects of porn, or of the porn that we're exposed to on the internet at a young age has shown to stunt and desensitize all of us to sex to such a degree that you're constantly looking for worse and worse stuff to get off, trying to find the next kink or whatever. Like this, why isn't this warning posted as well? People talk about how the internet needs regulated. Well, who's going to regulate it? I don't know. Does the government need to come in? I don't know. I kind of don't. I'm kind of a cynic when it comes to that sort of stuff. I don't have the answers, but I'm not going to be somebody who's going to complain about things and not propose some suggestions. So, yes, absolutely. Jen says porn needs warning labels too. I think so. At least give people the facts and the data to show how these things work and how it exploits human nature. And then you as a human can go, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't understand about creating versus just consuming and what that does. When you're creating, you're expressing yourself. You're digging deep. You're learning about yourself. This is a skill, but we have never in human history just had so much titillating content to absorb and consume. It's having a profound effect. So sorry for my rant today, guys, but as I realized yesterday that I gave the F to the social media companies, and I felt that F was incomplete. Yes, we're responsible as well, and it is a tool, but can someone get honest about the tools that we're exposed to here? Blood, sweat, and soaks. It's terrifying that a 3-year-old boy with a smartphone sees as much crazy stuff you probably have as a 46-year-old rock guy. You're absolutely 100% right. I cannot agree more with you. In fact, well, this is the thing. When I turned on Twitter last night, I saw the New Mexico shooting. I flipped on and I was like, oh, what happened in New Mexico? and I saw somebody get shot, like in real life, reality. I'm 46 years old. I can process that in a way that a 13-year-old can't. You cannot expect a 30. And then, here's another one for you guys. Everyone goes, oh, well, this is on the parents. This is on the parents. So, okay, so you bought a house and you have 3 children in it, and then a chocolate factory goes in the building next door. Oh, it's on you as a parent to not to restrain them from wanting chocolate. It's a chocolate factory. It's next door. There's signs all over it. It might as well be Willy Wonka's chocolate factory next door. How are you supposed to keep your children from this? And guess what? All the other children are having the time of their lives in the store. This is not fair. I don't have children. And I feel bad when I see parents mention how difficult it is to raise their children or to take the iPad off their child and see their child act as if a crack pipe has been withdrawn from them. This is sad. So, yes, I do understand the how wonderful social media is and the internet is and all that we've achieved. But this is some of the most powerful tools that we've ever seen, ever developed, and everyone has non-restrictive access to these tools. And within 10 years of social media, look where we are. Now, there is lots of other forces involved. I understand. Not everyone is playing fair. Yes, I understand. However, we need to start taking responsibility, and Silicon Valley needs to take responsibility and realize the genie's out of the bottle, and now we need to figure out a way to cork it back up. Good luck with all of that, but at least I've offered some suggestions. All right. Sorry, guys. I wanted to get into a lot of other things today, but I had to just go off. Anyway, I thank all of you guys. I'm going to go through the comments. Listen, if you have a rebuttal or you have something to say to me about what I mentioned today, send me a letter. Shoot me a line. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from all you guys. As Jen knows and Charlie knows and Blood and Silks knows, Elisa knows. I talk to a lot of you guys. So, and I love chatting with you all. And so does Animal. People write me just to see how Animal's doing. Probably more so than they care about me. Charlie says social media is causing more damage, and we know at this moment. We don't know. We don't know the extent of it, Charlie. You're absolutely right. Wow. I've got more hearts today from Periscope and Instagram than I normally get. So you guys must really enjoy my ranting. Johnny, I agree with easing everyone's ability to create. What about content quality, though? Well, that is certainly that needs to be talked about. However, with the ability and the encouragement to create, you get more. I think you should be able to then get more abilities on the platforms. So if you're the more you contribute, the more you can do. So because of all the work that you would do in putting into the platform and your creations, you would care about it a lot more. Why? Because you've put heart, blood, sweat, and mind to it, Jose. Does that answer your question? Too many frustrated people use social media. Yes, absolutely. I get the message. I will stop sending you messages. Charlie, you're killing me. I appreciate your messages and enjoy talking to you. Wow, all the hearts today. You guys are wonderful. I love you guys. So, guys, I won't be here tomorrow. I have a marketing meeting, and I might go early Thursday as I have a dentist appointment. I'm sorry, but things are just crazy now. Very good point about your high friendships. Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to not friend people, but there's a responsibility that comes with that. I don't. There's a great Blood, Sweat, and Silks. There's a great article about how humans feel rewarding in our brains calling people out. Yes, absolutely. That is why there's an epidemic of calling people out. But it used to come with the risk and have to be measured, not just keyboard. Absolutely. When you're anonymous, you can just talk shit all day. It's not helpful. Yes, true expression. Free Candy, how are you doing out there in Austin? Thank you for joining in. Lee Kenton, my buddy. It's good to see you. I see you on Facebook, my friend. All right, guys. It's wonderful seeing you all today. If you have a question or an article that you want me to talk about, you can always send me a line. I love talking to you guys. All the hearts today. This is wonderful. Also, if you enjoy the things we talk about here and you want to learn more and you want more skills and mindsets and frameworks in which you can use to build connection and networking and persuasion and influence, check out the Art of Charm Communication Accelerator. The link is in the link tree above in the bio of Twitter and Instagram and the description of YouTube. And it has all the best bits from our online classes, live training programs, and expert guests over the last 15 years. I love you all, and I won't see you tomorrow, but I will see you on maybe an hour early on Thursday. Let me know if you can all make it. Sorry, guys. I will see you soon.